Hello, mamas. I have two things to say to you right off the bat. First, I am very proud of you because you're here and you recognize that, you know what, I should start a business. I have been thinking about this for a very long time and I know that this is in my cards and I know I have this piece of the puzzle and I know that it should be around this, but I just do not have the time and I do not have the space to even think about or consider the next step in order to make this happen for myself. And I'm also very upset at you, which is the second thing, because you're even questioning whether or not you should do this. And that's okay because I get it and I was exactly there. And I know so many of the thoughts that you're thinking in your head right now and many that you aren't thinking right now because, again, you just do not even have the time to think about these kinds of things. I'm right there with you. I know there's not a lot of us out here that talk about starting a business or rising in your career or doing anything else as a mom. I am very here to talk about it and share with you my own experience. I have been so proud to see that my career has gotten significantly better, stronger, crazier, more wild than I could ever imagine after being a mom, despite me being a mom. And frankly, I feel because I am a mom, I accredit so much of my success, my drive, my motivation, my clarity of thought, my conviction, everything to the fact that I am a mom and all of the skills that I have picked up and learned that have now made me a significantly stronger professional, entrepreneur, business owner, boss because I am a mom. And I think that those kinds of things do not get discussed, do not get appreciated. And even within us, we sometimes forget how well equipped we are to actually run a business. We go through a boot camp for entrepreneurship every single day, 24/7 by being a mom. The level of alertness, the prioritization, the grind, the thinking on our feet, the problem solving, the creative solutions, the adapting to different phases, taking something from zero to something, knowing how to talk to our customers, being able to take no's, experiencing negative feedback. I could go on, and it's just so clear to me why this is so obvious. But I understand people completely underestimate us. They think the complete opposite of what the actual reality is. They think we are the most ill-equipped, that we don't have the time, that we don't have the focus or the energy or the willingness or the smarts, as if having a child and being intelligent are negatively correlated. It just makes no sense to me. And so I'm here to debunk all of that. So once again, thank you for coming and realizing that you need to do this. And let's get you through any of the doubt, any of the questioning, any of the struggles, any of the challenges that you anticipate that you'll face, and let's push through a lot of them. And trust me, I can go on and on about this, and I'm very happy to on this channel, but I want to make sure that we get down to a couple of the things that really might be standing in your way that are preventing you from actually getting started with the business. By the way, I'm Jacquelle. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you're revisiting. I have recently started this with the goal of empowering underestimated professionals, and I am so thrilled that we are finding each other. So please subscribe, join this community. Let's dive in. So the first one covers what I can imagine most of you are thinking, which is around time management. Let's just get it out of the way and let's tackle it head on. How in the world are you going to find time in order to even think about starting a business, let alone actually doing it? I know, I get it. Let me make something very clear. It sounds like running a business is this mega massive time-sucking thing, and it is in some cases, for sure. Like, without question, it very well can be a complete, utter time suck, but it doesn't have to be. And I think that's the key. I would advise this no matter if you're a mom, no matter if you are single, but I would especially advise it for us moms because we need this. We require this. We don't have any other option. And that's realizing that the amount of things that you do should not correlate to the many hours in the day. In fact, the less you do, that means that you are more effective. And through a lot of these tips, I'm going to show you that you actually already have a lot of this in you and you just need a reminder. You just need it to be pulled out. Like this is not new stuff to teach you. It's like, remember this, mama? Like, remember the fact that this is the case? Yeah, let's use this to run your business. So you know how when you're raising your kid, they don't have any gauge of time. Like you will be like, okay, let's go. We got to get in the car. We got to go right now. We got to go. And they're just, but mom, because I want to make sure that I go get the other kid because mom, I was just doing this over here because mom, I'm writing on the wall though, so I need time to finish writing on the wall. But we have to go though. You already know how to prioritize time and what needs to get done when, and you are fighting against factors, your kids, that are showing you that that isn't important and then that shouldn't be the case. And it's okay, let's just be leisurely. But you continue to enforce the fact that this thing needs to get done now. And even if I don't give you a good reason beyond the fact that this just needs to happen right now because I'm saying we need to go to the grocery store and you're over here smearing grapes on the floor, it's like, we need to forget that. I'll deal with that when I get back. Let's just go get this thing. This is the same practice that you'll implement in your own schedule. What is the equivalent of the grapes being smeared on the floor? The insistence that the doll gets dressed back up fully before you leave. These things that you know aren't necessary. Sure, they could be done. Sure, like, of course, yes, we can get that done, but they don't need to get done right now though. We don't need to get that done now. What I need to do is this. That's the same practice that you will need to implement in your business. Think about it. You'll focus on the most important thing that needs to get done at that time that you can do. Not something that might be important to somebody else or something that isn't timely. It's like, what are the key things that need to get done right now? And only focus on that. The rest should not need to be prioritized. I doubt very much that once you get home from your appointment, you're going to say, okay, now let's dress up that doll. It's like, they're going to forget about that because it wasn't actually important, right? So you'll realize that you actually are empowered to form that schedule and to only make sure that you're doing the things that matter the most and can only be done by you urgently. Doing that every single day, day in and day out, will make sure that not only will you have more time because you're only doing the things that matter, and once you're rid of the fluff, you'll realize how much fluff there actually is in the work that we do. And by doing the things that matter the most and that are the most important and urgent, that alone will produce results for your business, which will make it progress more efficiently, which will make your success faster, which will unlock this life that you are seeking far more efficiently than if you didn't have that practice of focus. This is why we are best positioned to be entrepreneurs, because we already have this built within us. We just need to apply it to our business. And I know in your head, you know that you know how to do this. You already have a muscle built around how to manage time and how to decipher what needs to get done and what doesn't need to get done right now. Apply that to your business and you'll be good. The next reason why you should start a business and you're the best position to is because of the freedom that this allows you. Not just the freedom to decide how you manage your time, like we just discussed, but also the freedom to decide where your life is going and how you want to spend the time that you have away from your family in the way that you value the most. Don't you feel that it hurts sometimes to have to leave your smiling kids or when they're having a sad day and you just want to be there with them? And I definitely was in a function where I didn't really have that freedom. It's like, in theory, of course, yes, if some emergency happened, I could drop everything at work and go, but there were consequences, real or perceived, that happens when you seem like you are prioritizing other things. It is what it is. And it's dumb. It makes no sense. And of course, it depends on where you live and the culture that you have of how much your free time and your family is prioritized. But for a lot of us, that is secondary. And as soon as you say, oh gosh, my kid is sick, I have to go run and do this. I don't get why people will do it, but you'll get an eye roll here and there. You'll get oh yeah, figured this was going to happen one day. It's like, what do you, you get sick, nobody says anything, but when somebody else that I have to take care of gets sick, now you're looking at me sideways as if I'm less capable at my job tomorrow. Clearly, personal experience. These are the things that you won't have to deal with when you're the one running your business. And freedom to move and freedom to prioritize across everything truly so that your calendar is your life calendar, you can do that across everything when you are running the ship. This was actually a surprise to me. In the beginning of the time when I was running my own business, I didn't really approach it like that. I approached it the exact same way that I had my corporate job. I had back-to-back meetings, and I wasn't giving myself the freedom that I realized that I could have to truly prioritize what was important to me across the board. And once I realized that I can do that, and that frankly, I was more effective in delegating to my team tasks that would help them grow their own careers that I didn't need to do, but they could do and be happy to do it better than I would and grow from it. And I can also say, let me pick up my daughter every single day from kindergarten, or yes, we will attend that elective day to go try a bunch of instruments at the local school. Yes, we'll be there at 2 p.m. It's like, these are the things that I now have the freedom to do that do not disrupt the important thing that I got done at 9 a.m. while my other kid was sleeping right next to me, and did that for the first few hours to free myself up by 1:30 to go to that appointment. It's like, this is up to me now. And that is one of the most empowering things that you can have as a human, when so much of our life has to be committed to work, to bringing home money, to have us survive in this society. At least we can do it on our own terms. You can gear your life and orient your life in the way that you see fit. Like, you can. Nobody else is going to be breathing down your back, telling you what you need to do and what's best for your life when you already know what that is. And once you run a business, you are in control of that. You don't have to hope something doesn't happen, or somebody doesn't say something to you or doesn't see you. It's like, you define it. And that is something I would not trade for the world. This has been completely game-changing, life-changing, and I really cannot imagine going back. The next is an important one, and this is one that I did anticipate going in, but didn't realize how it would feel once it was happening. That's having conviction for what you are doing. The love for what you're doing is actually something that's important that, again, you can uniquely contribute as a mom. You have to believe in this business. You have to believe in your product, or else, I'll tell you now, it's not worth it. Again, I would say this to anybody, kids are not, but you must do something in a business that you deeply believe in and that you really feel is going to work, because otherwise it may not be worth it to you to take that kind of risk for you and your family. So you have to have conviction. And by conviction, I mean deep belief in your gut that the thing that you're talking about is the right thing to do, even though it has never existed anywhere else, because that's why you're starting the business in the first place, because you saw a gap in the market that you now need to fill with a unique solution that you can uniquely give for a problem that people are very frustrated by. That's the formula. And if you don't think that that thing is deep enough for you to have this, I'm breaking out of my chair to try to tell you guys that this is what needs to happen. And I know you don't think that that's what happens. I know you're asking me all the questions. That's great. There's a reason why you're doing that, because this hasn't existed yet. But from my data, from my research, from my conviction, from my unique experience, I'm telling you that this is how it should go, and you need to trust me. That is strong for any founder and any business owner to have, but especially as a mother, you better have that, because it has to be worth it. And having that conviction will lead you to do something that you deeply believe in, right? And that alone is incredibly rewarding. You are pushing something forward every single day that nobody else is doing, that you really think needs to happen, and that you are solving for these people that are now relying on you to make happen for them. That's amazing. Even this conversation right now, it's like, I feel so great that I'm able to tell you all this thing that I hope that you realize you've been needing to hear, to push you through on the other side of the screen to get up and go make this happen, right? I have conviction here, and this is so worth it to me to do that I am up making this video in the middle of the night right now. What time is it? 1:44 in the morning to get this message to you because it's worth it to me. And you have to have that same thing. Once you have that conviction, you know that this has to work. Like this has to work. Like you have taken the risk. It was not an easy decision, contemplation, move at all for me to leave Google. A very comfortable position where I was rising very quickly, but I left because I had so much conviction for the business that I started around being a fan. And it meant so much to me to solve this problem for this specific group of people that, you know what, it was worth it to me. And I don't have a lot to fall back on. I don't have, super rich family line or a bunch of connections in the industry I was going through. I had nothing but my conviction to say, okay, I think it's worth it for me to go and try this. And I did. And that conviction in every single meeting, in every single discussion with a fan, in everywhere I would discuss this, I had conviction and I have conviction. And us moms can't do something unless we really think it's worth it. So once we do, people better recognize that, oh, this really must be a thing. If she thought it was worth it for her to go leave her comfortable position and risk our family to come and do this, let me pay attention here. So the next one, and I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, and this is a take that I haven't really heard people talk about, but I get very, very inspired by my children to become a better boss. I cannot tell you how many things I have witnessed or will be going through that I'm just like, hold on a second, wait. That's actually a very good lesson right there. Wait, I should apply what you just did into my work. Case in point, just today, I was helping my 1-year-old go up a slide and for her to slide down. Anyway, when she was up there, she was saying to me the same phrase over and over again. Mama, we going, mommy. Yep, we going. Okay, go ahead. We going, mommy. Yep, we're going. It's time. We going. Yep. And then the third time, kids don't get comedic timing where it's 3 times you say it and then it's cute and funny. And then the 4th and the 5th and then the 10th and the 58th time you say it, it's I get it. I know it's not funny anymore. Just go down the slide. But what that taught me today was, see, this is the importance of repeating yourself and making sure that the mission that you're about to embark on is clear to your company. It's I just have some weird way of interpreting what my kids are doing into inspiration for me to become a better leader. And I genuinely saw her saying, we going, mommy, 58 times, about to go down the slide was a sign to me. You know what, kid, you're right. I need to make sure that my team is super clear on the mission that we're embarking on, and I need to say it over and over and over again. Saying it 3 times in a month is not enough. I need to say it every single meeting, every single time. You're right. Thank you. And I just left and did that, and I left her on the slide. No, I'm kidding. But it was a really good lesson, and this happens literally every single day. I'm even going to start posting these because it's really good lessons. It's really good lessons. If I do decide to do that, I'll leave a link below. There are so many things beyond what I mentioned in the beginning that you can draw inspiration from your kids, and they will continue to sharpen you as a leader. It's incredible. I learned negotiation skills from my kids. I learned the art of selling. I learned the art of influence. I learned how to convert somebody from a no into a yes. I know the art of when to put in your ask. I know all of these things. I'm telling you, I feel like I have hundreds of these written down as things that I have literally seen my kid do and say, you know what, I need to apply that. You got it. You got it, girl. You future CEO, you got it. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. I'm going to go apply that. And I feel like I'm cheating because I have these kids who don't care about society, don't care what anyone else thinks. They are doing their own thing and they have been untainted from the world. And that creativity, that unapologeticness, that directness is what you need to be a successful business owner. So I use that as inspiration. I take notes from my 4-year-old and my 1-year-old. I take notes. It's an unfair advantage, I feel. I have teachers, mentors disguised as little humans to walk me through this journey and I use it. So I hope that you can draw inspiration from your own kids to become a better leader as well. And I will start this thing so that we can all get inspired. I think it's incredible that I can look at these two and be like, yep, I'm sharpening myself even just from hanging out with you. Speaking of the hanging out part, I will say I feel a bit thrown off right now because one of my kids isn't barging into the room or hanging out right next to me or smearing their poop on the wall. You know that has happened to you too. Don't make me feel like I'm alone. And I learned, I think quickly, even before I started my own business, to be honest, but definitely embraced it when I was the boss, was not apologizing that my kids are around. As soon as COVID hit, I think everybody gained a sympathy level for parents who now suddenly need to work from home to care for their kids. And then people, finally realize like, oh, wow, it's kind of tough to balance this, huh? Now that they saw it in their face when we knew all along. So I very much am not the kind of person to go, oh, kid, like, don't come in the camera. It's like, no. Like, we know that outside of these walls, there is chaos around. There's a bag of Cheetos right there. The camera is literally on a thing of wipes and my kid's drawings. What else? She has these little like heel things that she uses as dress up over there. And this is my office. So why is all this stuff in here? Because I embrace my kids. They're in here with me. They hang out in here with me. In the beginning, I was a little bit, like not a ton, but a little bit like, okay, like actually, babe, like if I'm about to go take this meeting, if they wake up, do you mind just handling them? And it's like, okay, that's fine. But now I'm like, it's okay. If they wake up, yeah, I'm meeting with this mega important company, but it's fine. I'll grab them. I got my dream role at Google, literally holding my 4-month-old at the time, crying during the interview. The live interview. I brought my 4-month-old with me to the interview. My husband couldn't watch her. I needed to get this interview done. I said, hey, I have my kid with me. Is it okay if I bring her? He was like, yeah, it's fine. I have 4 kids. Bring her. She was crying during the interview. And yes, I got the job in a new role at Google when the people had no idea who I was before. Because I could still speak with clarity despite what was going on. And now that I'm saying this out loud, that might have been what impressed them because she literally was crying her head off. And I was just like, yeah, that strategy is where I really focus on. Like whatever I said in the interview, but it was very clear to me that it's like, okay, if you're going to take me into the role, like you're taking all of us. So you better get familiar now because this is going to be a part of me if you bring me in. And it was with flying colors, they pulled me in. It wasn't even a factor. And they now know that I have a kid that I will prioritize no matter what. And I achieved a record-breaking amount of fundraising for my business once I left Google, multiple millions of dollars while I was pregnant and like very pregnant. So as I'm recording this video, I'm watching them on the baby monitor on my computer. It's like it's attached to the Wi-Fi. I'm watching them. The little one turned on her belly and the other one is on the side. And she was talking to herself a little bit before. And the other one got up. I went and gave her back her bottle and I came back. It's like, we're back though. I have been very unapologetic about it. And I just let what's going to happen. And the people in the meeting are going to have to deal with it. And I'm not saying I'll leave a meeting for 15 minutes to go handle something. My husband can help with that, but I just make it a part of me. I don't make it taboo. I don't make it secretive. I don't make it shunned or an annoyance. I just make it a part of me that if I'm running a few minutes late for a meeting, it's because my little one was crying longer than usual and was freaking out and I had to give her some grapes. And I say it. I say that that's the reason. Or if I'm camera off during a meeting, it's like, sorry, I'm coming back from the doctor. I don't even say sorry. That's a whole other video to not apologize for anything. I just say, thanks for your patience. I had to give my kid some grapes before I came up in here so that we can settle and have this chat so that she's good. It's like, yeah, I had to handle that. It's handled. Let's talk. What's up? It's like, it's just a part of it. Or if I'm camera off in a meeting, it's like, yeah, I'm driving back from my kid's doctor appointment. Let's talk. What's up? It's the same thing. And let me be clear, like before I go on, if you focus better when you are just completely compartmentalizing your work from family life and you want the two to be separate, that is totally fine. I completely get that. Like some of the best advice that I've heard is be where your feet are because when you're at work, you should just focus on work and not think about anything else. And when you're at home, you should focus on home and not think about anything else. I completely get that perspective. And frankly, my style is a bit of a Venn diagram where there are certain tasks that make up the majority of the things that I do for work that I don't really care whether or not my kids are around. If I'm in a meeting and there's a little bit of a lull or something, I can look over to the side and see my 4-year-old coloring in her book. Like, that moment alone is worth it for me to deal with her going, mommy, can I have a red bar really quick? Like some snack that she likes. That's worth it for me. And is now the meeting isn't ruined, but I got to have these moments. She got to eat, she got to color, I got to witness her and take the meeting. I just see it like that. But I totally understand if you can't focus, or if that's distracting to you, or the anxiety of thinking that your 1-year-old's going to throw up in the middle of the meeting and then you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to smell it. For example, one of the names of the meetings that we had with my team was called feedback meetings. Before it was called daily feedback meetings, and now it's daily feedback meetings, because one time my daughter's foot was just all up in the camera, and like literally foot up in the camera in the Zoom call like this. And it was just so, I wish I had her foot to show you really what it was. Funny to everybody that we were like, oh, what if we named it feedback? It wasn't my idea, but they changed the calendar invite, and now it was like a daily reminder of the fact that it's okay that my child's foot was in the meeting. And if you have your kid's foot, bring it into the meeting. So I encourage my team to bring their kids. The same thing I'm saying to you to not care about the fact that your kid is around or that you need to go do something for your kid. I very much encourage my team the exact same thing. It's like, your kid's right there. Okay. You don't have to mute just because your kid asked you a question. We hear you. We're talking to you. We understand your strategy. We know what you're saying. We still trust you, but you don't have to stress all crazy thinking that your kid is about to make a noise in the background or sneeze. It shouldn't be a negative thing. It should be a normalized thing. And I hope that with COVID, things became a little bit more normal. But I do think there's still a stigma on mothers who are balancing it all. And people want to apologize to us and say, oh gosh, you must be so exhausted, or feel pity, or be in their own little quiet apartments and going, oh my gosh, look how crazy it is over there, huh? It's like, yeah, but I'm still able to focus and talk to you about this. They're here, they're fine. They're in the back, like they're probably gonna come around here and try to climb over my shoulder and do flips off of the desk, but we can talk. I know it's crazy. I know it's overwhelming. And again, if you prefer to separate them, totally fine. But I want you to know that it doesn't have to be. And as soon as you just make it okay and make it accepted, and you take that lead, everybody working with you will also feel relaxed about it and accepting of it and welcoming of it and renaming meetings to embrace it. So remember these examples, right? For me, it's empowering as a boss to set the tone and let other mothers on my team know that they can do the same thing. And I want to extend that to you, that you can do the same thing. And as soon as you normalize it, it will become normal for everybody around you and hopefully broader society. So the last one is a good summary of all of this. And it's that everything I talked about, being able to focus precisely on only the things that matter, having the freedom to prioritize, having conviction about the direction that the business is going, constantly learning and being inspired to grow, and being your authentic self 24/7. Those are all traits that investors will kill for. Are you kidding me? I have worked with and spoken to hundreds of investors, and no matter who they're talking to, every single one wants the kinds of skills that I quickly realized are innate in moms. Are you kidding me? It's like you guys are looking for moms, yet you look at us with a side eye. We are the most persistent, diligent, direct, pushing through struggles and challenges that we have never met before in our lives through grace, with a head above water 24/7. And I can make a whole video about what investors are looking for and what they're out here hunting and searching and try to gather, but it literally is exactly the kinds of traits that I just talked about. So use this, everything that we have discussed today, as your sign to finally make this happen for you, okay? There should be no question whether or not you are a fit to run a business. You are the fit. You are the best fit to run a business, and you shouldn't let anything, any moment, anyone else tell you any differently. Okay? So I hope that this was valuable for you. I hope you drew some inspiration from this. If so, please hit the like button and help this channel grow so that we can build this community here and make far more of us successful business owners that are thriving in the lives that we want. And also, please subscribe and leave a comment with the other kinds of things that you would love to see me talk about. If you want, please check out the other videos that I have that talk about the mindset that you need to get started with the business and the actual steps that you need to take first and only in order to start a successful business. And it comes with a free downloadable that you can also get in order to make sure that you can thrive. All right. So I don't want to hear any excuses. If you have an excuse, leave it in the comments below and we will tackle it head on. Okay. I will help you through this journey every single step of the way. I have done this. I have lived this. I am currently living this, and I will help you through it. Okay. No hesitation anymore. This is the sign that you need to make this happen. Okay. Thank you so much. And I will see you along this journey. All right. Bye. Have a great day.